Hey friends, today I'm wondering if you can relate. You see, I was in the third grade. I was looking in a full-length mirror, and for the first time I decided that maybe my legs are too big, and I needed to do something to change that. Can you relate? I was in about the fourth or fifth grade when a new fitness line for girls came out. It was called Get in Shape Girl. I was so excited to get that gym mat, try doing all the exercises printed on it. My mom bought me these pink leotards and a striped, actually it was pink tights and a striped leotard. And I thought maybe I'd look like one of those workout girls from television. But I remember when she got the pictures developed thinking, I don't look anything like them at all. Can you relate? I was on my first diet before middle school. I had a whole family of dieters, so it was easy to figure out how to do it. I read my mom's little Weight Watchers pamphlets, or sometimes we just cut out certain food groups. And I got really good at it. By the time I was in high school, I was trying to see how long I could go without eating. Most days, I could only make it until 4 or 5 p.m. because after a busy school day, I'd be starving. So I just eat whatever I could when I got home. And often I felt like I had failed. I failed because I ate when I told myself I wouldn't eat. I hated that I didn't have more control over my body. I hated eating. It just meant gaining weight. Can you relate? I had a few boyfriends in high school. Never really felt like I was good enough for a boy to love. This fear was reinforced at my Christian college, where I never dated much at all. When I finally got out of college and started to have some romantic relationships, I went a little further than a good church girl should go, mostly because it felt good to finally feel like maybe someone loved me, maybe someone thought my body was good enough to be loved, but it never lasted. And I felt like there had to be something wrong with me. Like it just had to be about me. It had to be about my body. If I looked better, then I would find a husband. Then I would have already been married. Can you relate? Finally, at age 31, I got married. Oh, and he was a catch too. He's a Marine fighter pilot. Felt like I was marrying Tom Cruise. But I remember one time we were sitting out by the pool and he was distracted or upset by something. I didn't know what. And so I decided that it must be that he was unhappy with the way I looked in a swimsuit. He was unhappy with my body. I confronted him. He acted like I was crazy. Why would I think that? But his dismissal didn't matter. I was sure his problem was that I didn't look good enough for him. He wanted me to look better. And so I obsessed over it. I got so mad at television commercials and billboards that featured beautiful women. I mean, how was I supposed to keep a husband when there's all these images of beautiful women everywhere to look at? Can you relate? All my life, I longed to be a mom, and I was pregnant at 32 and not on a diet for the first time in practically my life. Of course, I paid the price for that freedom, gaining about 50 pounds during my first pregnancy. I worried about whether or not that weight would come off as soon as the baby was born. Every time I went to the doctors, it felt like I was at a Weight Watchers meeting all over again, weighing in on those scales. Why couldn't I be one of those thin, pregnant women? You know, the ones you can't even tell that they're pregnant when you look at them from the back. Instead, I was the one where everyone came up and touched my belly and they asked this question: how many babies you got in there? Just one, I'd reply. And I was ashamed that I was so big. I had to be big, otherwise they wouldn't have asked that. Can you relate? I hit 40. I really thought maybe I'd escaped aging. I mean, 40 didn't seem so bad. I felt like me. I looked like me. 49, that was a different story. Hormonal havoc started changing all the things. I changed bra sizes 3 times, and let's not talk about my jean size. Nothing fit like it used to. I was doing all the same things I used to do, and my body wasn't responding in the same ways. Can you relate? If I think about what I've spent the majority of my life looking for or waiting for, the answer would be 2 words: weight loss. Not love, not joy, not peace, not rest, not a closer connection with people or God. I mean, I wanted those things too, but priority number 1 has always been driven by that little box on my bathroom floor. the scale. It pronounced my value each morning and dictated what kind of day I was going to have, good if it was the right number, and bad if it was the wrong. But there came a time in my life when God interrupted my waiting. He asked me to stop looking down at the scale and to start looking up at Him. I don't mean that to sound overly poetic or simple. It was a process that took years and years. But I'm not who I used to be. Hey, if you're brand new here, my name is Heather Creekmore, and I'm wondering, do we have anything in common? I write and speak about body image issues to women all over the world. If you're listening to the show for the first time, you're here just in time because we've just started a brand new series called Waiting for Weight Loss. If any part of my story resonated with you, then you're in the right place. Over the next 6 weeks, the season of Lent, we're going to be talking about this desire we hold to lose weight. One of the most effective things we can do as we think about our desires is to discover just how long we've held them. Maybe it started early for you, like it did for me. Or maybe it didn't start until high school or college, or until you met that coach, boyfriend, or boss. Maybe it's only been since you've had babies, or maybe only since you've entered the menopausal, perimenopausal change years. Today, my challenge for you is this. Take a second and reflect. When did your weight loss journey begin? What has it looked like for you? I meet women every week who have been trying to lose weight for decades. Others have just been struggling for a few years. But no matter where you're at, I want you to hear one thing. You're not alone in this battle. You're not the only one who hasn't figured out the magic formula to unlock the combination to effortless health and beauty. You're not the only one who has tried all the influencers' suggestions and still not seen their promised results. You're not the only one who has spent thousands and thousands of dollars over decades buying the plans, the potions, the pills, only to have to ditch them 3 weeks later and then have to throw away the bottles when they expire. Can we all just nod and agree? This struggle is hard on all of us. This struggle takes something from us. It starts to eat away at our confidence. It affects our relationships. And it can be downright depressing. So today I just want to encourage you. You are not alone. Even if the enemy has convinced you that you are the only one with your story, I promise you, you're not. I've coached hundreds of women. I always hear their stories first. And you know what I've learned? Although there are some ways we are different, for sure, there are a lot of ways in which we're all the same. In other words, what's underneath our desires is way more similar than you may think. And what's under there? It isn't just a desire for better health or a better body. There's some deep stuff down there. If you're willing to put on your scuba gear and dive, you'll find it. Now, we won't go too deep here in this series. We'll start with snorkeling masks, no oxygen tanks. But if you're ready to dive deep, I've got like 500 podcast episodes available for you, and you can start exploring there. But for the rest of us, just spend some time today and think about your journey. Pray about it. Write it out if you want to. And then ask the Lord if there's anything He wants you to notice about your journey. Then come back on Friday for more encouragement. We'll be doing episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday through Easter. Hey, I'm so glad you watched today. We've got a free community called Waiting for Weight Loss. You can access it and join it at waitingforweightloss.com and be part of the conversation there. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.